Cool. It's good to know. All right, guys. All right. So, guys, welcome to the call. For those who don't know me, my name is Brandon Stringer, CEO of FX Social. Long story short about FX Social, guys, I created because I just got tired of seeing all these companies where they focus on recruiting and not educating people how to trade, and I just wanted to give people an easy way to learn how to trade, make trading accessible, fun, and profitable. Right? So, we have automation where you can completely have your account trade for you. We also have copy and paste where you can copy and paste trade ideas that we send out through Discord. And we have a full education, live education, and we have different tools to help you trade the market and make your life just much easier. And we have live education twice a week. So we offer a lot of different things, guys, that has been helping people. And so today we're going to talk about a testimony where someone was able to turn, $450 into $5,000 in like maybe 23, 24 days, right? And so if you type of one in the chat box, if you would love to learn how this person turned $500 into $5,000, right? So I should be seeing a lot of ones coming in, guys. We need some motivation, hype them up real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and share, some results. This is actual live account, by the way, also. So let me bring it up. And so they did it between two things. They used the automation and they used chart and chill. So this is some of the results. At first, as you can see, they deposited $450, and then they made this is the finished result. They're about $5,000 in profit. So they got some really good results. And how they did it, guys, is they were able to incorporate the automation and incorporate the chart and chill as collective. I'm not sure if they use the train manager or not, but that's also a good way to do it. So I'm going to talk more about the products at the end. I want to let her give her testimony, let chart and chill give her sauce. And so two people, I'm about to bring you on board. 1 second. Where are my participants? Let me find you. Okay. Yes, it goes in alphabetical order. So I don't know why I'm having a hard time finding it. Let me just type it in. Easier. There you go. Promote the panelists. Cool. Let me stop sharing screen for a second. So before I let you talk real quick, just to let you know, guys, this is how Chart and Chill does, and she has some really dope trading. So I'm going to take this off for first, and so we can just kind of discuss stuff, and then I'm gonna bring it back up. So I'm gonna let her tell a story. Then I might ask some questions after. So let's share my screen again. Oh yeah, right here. Let's unmute you real quick. Let's give you the spotlight.
Can you hear me?
Oh, well, we can definitely hear you. So, tell everyone a little about your experience, and what did you do? And so my first question is just tell us your experience with Chart and Chill. What do you like about Chart and Chill a lot?
So hey everyone, my name is Taniqua. They call me 2 Pippi. Like, no, 2 Pippi is my name on Discord, but on Instagram it's 2 Purdy. But my favorite thing about Chart and Chill is that you learn at the same time as you're taking the signals. So you're not just getting the regular signals that you get from all these other companies if you guys have been trading for a while. They just tell you when to enter, when to exit, but they don't tell you why or show you why. So I like Chart and Chill because she does. So I'm learning at the same time. So no, this company is for automation, but you also need to learn like the basics, which is why he created the beginners, the intermediate, the advanced. So, and it's also for people that don't have time. So it doesn't take time to put in a signal, literally. It takes like 2 seconds. So I know you guys look at your text messages that take much longer than 2 seconds. So all you literally have to do is enter a trade. I know Chart and Chill, she sends them kind of different than the other signal groups. So you actually do have to look and, evaluate a little bit and wait for it to come, because she just doesn't say buy this now or sell this now. She says she's looking for a setup. So when she's looking for a setup, then you should be looking at that setup too. So you can either set an alert or just wait till she sends like, oh, buy Bitcoin or buy US 30 or sell. And then she also manages it for you. So make sure your notifications are on. That's number one. Because you're like, oh, I didn't get the trade or I didn't see it because your notifications are not on. Your notifications need to be on for all these signal groups. So right here, this is US 30.
So is that the trade you caught when you made all that money?
That was a bunch of them. I don't know. This is probably one of them.
Okay, so tell me this then. What was the biggest hurdle when you first started trying to follow Chart and Chill?
Well, the hardest thing for me was knowing when to actually enter the trade. Because at first she would just like, you see, she'll say like, I'm looking at this, or I'm looking to get into this. But then then she'll, say later like, oh, if you took the trade, I'm like, shoot, I never knew when to enter. Like she doesn't say like buy right now, like most of the other groups. So that was the hardest thing. So then she did start, saying buy this now or sell this now, which helps a lot and which will keep helping people because, we look at it, but they still don't know like when exactly to enter because, you do get distracted. So you do need that buy now or sell now. And then she also manages, which helps, like move and, move your stop loss up, take partials, which is helpful too because some people don't. I just leave it because I trust her.
So guys, for those who don't know, so basically, for example, it is a little bit more unorthodox, and I don't really worry about the take profit too much when I first trade. I worry about the stop loss and the entry, right? Because that's the two most important parts. And as you can see, so this would be the entry and this would be the stop loss. And so I think that's what a lot of people confused. So it's not like it's really that hard. And she does give the take profits when she on here. So I'll give an example on how the take profits look. And yeah, so like she'll give you the take profits, and she'll put it into like a note section. Let me give you an example, right here. So right here would be the take profits. That would be the stop loss. That would be the entry. Mm-hmm. So basically you use the automation and Chart and Chill to build that account in a couple like 25 days.
Yeah, so I put the automation on there, and then I also take Chart and Chill's trades. I take, intraday traders. I take everyone's trades pretty much, and but yeah, the main trades for me are US 30, obviously, and I do also trade on my own a little bit. I haven't put the trade manager on yet, but I will be adding that. But yeah, US 30 will definitely flip your account. Like you could make, like I was having $500 days like for a week straight, and then I would have $300 day or. One day I lost $500, but I made $900 the next day. So it varies. It definitely varies. But you do have to know, like, you do have to know what you're doing. Like, you can't just be like, oh, okay, I can do this. You can do it, but you also need to know what you're doing.
Facts. You don't want to, because US 30 uses like it moves faster. So a lot of people might treat US 30 like they treat Euro USD and put a certain lot size in. And so I still suggest people when you first take a trade, practice on demo first, but it's definitely worth learning because you can really aggressively grow your account. So even if you're using the automation, you want to use a combination of the signals and the automation to really get a really good return. And even if it takes time to practice, I always tell people, you can never be too busy when it comes to making money, like, period. So is there anything else you think they should know before I put Chart and Chill on that really either helped you, just anything?
Yeah, so just understanding, when to enter the trade is very important and when to exit the trade, obviously. Just paying attention to her group, and all the groups, or all the, the signal groups if you're on any signals. But yeah, just making sure you know when to enter and when to exit, when to, take partials if you do, and understanding what that even means. So all it takes is going to the back, logging in and actually going through the education. So I think that's important. If you go through the education, there's videos actually on how to take her signals. So if you don't know how to take the signals, then you're really not trying to learn how to take the signals. But This is the closest way and the easiest way that you'll make money, this much money doing nothing. Like this is the closest you're going to get to making money doing nothing.
Yeah, facts. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I'm gonna Chart and Chill. I'm gonna bring you up real quick.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on because you really didn't have to, but you took time to get on here. So I appreciate it. I'm gonna let you go back to the crowd for it now. Okay.
Right. I'm a student too, guys. So.
Yeah. You good. Let me see. Change attending. Cool, guys. So start the share. So who everyone give a fire below if you that inspired you to want to learn how to use chart and chill and take advantage of, she caught 10,000 pips on one trade just last week alone. So she don't even take a lot of trades. She might take 2 or 3 trades, and you still might catch 10,000 plus pips. So if you don't have time to press a button once a week, I don't really understand, what's going on. Like, what is taking up your day if you can't take a trade once a week? So I'm gonna bring Chart and Chill up real quick. Let me bring you up real quick, Chart and Chill. And Dwayne, let me know in the chat box if you're free to talk. I know it's last minute, but I was gonna bring you up too at the end after Chart and Chill just to kind of talk to for a second. Let me introduce some live. Yeah, definitely don't sleep on Chart and Chill, man. If you're gonna sleep making profit with Chart and Chill, not sleeping on them though. You know what I'm saying? So let me type Chart and Chill in. Let's see. Hey, Chart and Chill, are you on right now? Let me make sure. Chart. Oh yes, I see it. Forex and Chill. Okay, cool. Let me promote you to panelist. Cool. You should be hopping on right now. Cool. What's up? What's up?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. So excited to be here. First, so I would like to congratulate 250. Man, making that money like that is a big ROI. Your bank will never, ever, ever give you that type of investment. And to see people do it for themselves, to become your own Wall Street trader, your own investor, that is a phenomenal thing. Because I've been in this journey now for like 3 years, and I've seen people take $300 to $500,000. So you're definitely on the right track. And one thing I've noticed about Brandon, he stays on you guys all the time about risk management, which is something I stay on people about all the time, because you allow the losses to affect you when you really shouldn't. Because if you only risk 1%, then you know going into the game what you're going to lose, and you don't stress out about it. I can tell you from experience and from the circle that I'm in of 6 and 7 figure traders, most people who are making 6-figure trading, they only win 6 out of 10 trades. So you need to get it out of your mind that you have to win every single trade and get used to losing. I like to talk a lot about the mindset of a trader, because that's what's going to help you win in this game. I have to apologize because I know my signals aren't easy. It's because I never took signals. So when Brandon asked me to start doing this, I was like, okay, I just assumed everybody knew how to read a chart. Because when I came along, it was like the blind leading the blind, and there was no such thing as good signals out there. And, through the last 3 years, seeing people evolve and become profitable traders, now it's easy to find good signals. Well, it's easy to find mediocre signals and a little bit harder to find good or great signals. But the name of the game really comes down to the risk management. If you don't over leverage, if you use a stop loss, if you allow yourself to lose a bad trade, at the end of the week, you're going to make more money. I've seen people who had a 40% winning week, but still at the end of the week, they made more money than they had stepping into the game because of proper risk management. So if you allow me to share my screen.
Yep.
And guys, I'm an educator at heart, because even if you don't learn to do this on your own, if you learn enough about it, you can look and tell if somebody's called a bad signal, and if you want to stay out of it. Because like I said, everybody's not going to always call winning signals. They're going to have losses. I know people having $200,000, $300,000 days, but they lose sometimes.
So question, are you able to share your screen right now?
No, it says it's disabled.
Okay, hold on, let me make you host real quick. There you go.
All right, there you go. So like right now, this is the US 30 trade from last week. And if you hover over this, it says 23.37. All right, that means for every dollar that you would have risked on this trade, you would have made $23.37. Okay, so we had 11,000 pips. That's a lot of money if you had got in from the bottom and held it to the top. So what I do is I was deployed to Afghanistan when I learned how to trade. So I didn't have the luxury of sitting at a computer all day, learning how to get in and out on every 5-minute candle. I had to learn to look at the overall big picture and try to catch the bottoms and let it swing all the way to the top. And that's why sometimes you'll see me say, we'll decide what we're going to do when price gets where it's going. So for example, we had a TP up here, and the best thing to do in a big swing trade is just to close part of your trade, move the rest up to break even, let this pull back, and then try and snag another entry going up. And you can honestly make more money on one trade and have a lot less risk than sitting here taking 10 or 20 trades in a week. But everybody has their own trading personality, their own trading styles. Some people, they need to get in and out of the market and go on with their lives. Some people need to set a trade and go on with their lives. So you have to determine, if you're not a swing trader, whenever this gets in and it hits like take profit 1, 2, or 3, you can take your money and walk away. And that's why when I'm updating you on the trades, I say things like take profits according to your personal risk or your personal trade. Because I was just watching a trader. He made one trade last week. He made 164,000 on that one trade, and he stopped trading for the rest of the week. He's been trading 5 years. And so this is the level you can slowly build yourself up to. I know a lot of people who are taking signals who are trading FTMO and making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month off signals. And again, it comes down to risk management and trade management. You need to know how to get in the trade, and you know how to protect the trade when it goes in profit, and you know how to need to know how to get out of the trade. I don't care whose signals you take, you need to learn how to manage your risk. So what I look for to catch the big swing trades is if the market is selling down, it's making lower highs and lower lows. I wait for the market to break structure, which means it makes a higher high, to come in and retest, and that's when we get our entry and ride it all the way back up to the top. And that's exactly what we did here. US 30 was making lower highs and lower lows. It came, it made a higher high. When it came back into the zone, we took it, and that was it. 11,000 pips later. We caught it like on Tuesday, rode it all the way through Friday, got a pullback, opened up yesterday. So what we're waiting for now is I want to wait and let the market pull back to see if we can catch it riding up. Or there was a trade we took about 2 weeks ago, which was the complete opposite. It was here. The market broke structure and made a lower low. When it retested, we took it here, and we got like 8,000 pips on this. So I wait for particular setups that I know are going to give me big moves. So this is where we got in here, wrote it down to here. So let's talk about the long tool and the short tool, because it actually gives you everything you need except the multiple take profits, which is why I started tagging them on there. Again, I was not used to calling, this is my first time ever calling signals. I'm used to just trading on my own. So a long tool means you're expecting a buy. And you see it tells you here, risk to reward. Right here, it's set at 1, meaning, you know, whatever your risk is, that's what your reward is. So it's like, that's like a break-even trader. Like maybe they're risking 20 pips to make 20 pips. Okay, where you start making the money is when you start getting 3 to 1. So if you could bring this down and get a tighter stop loss, now you're looking at a 3 to 1 trade, which means for every $1 that you're risking, so you're going to risk $1 and your take profit is going to give you $3. So this is where your risk management and trade management is extremely important. So now if I have a 3 to 1 win ratio on most of my trades, let's say I lost 5 trades at 1%. If I can make that. And then I lost 5 at 1% because that was my risk, and I won 5 at 3% because this is my reward. At the end of the week, I've lost 5% here, but I've made 15% here. So at the end of the week, even though I lost half my trades, I'm up 10%. That is a whole month of FTMO. So if you learn to take all the trade signals that come out and utilize proper risk management, and most of them are getting 3 to 1, just say somebody risked 20 pips and then the TP was 60 pips, and most of those are hitting, you can lose half of your trades and still walk away with a 10% increase on your account at the end of the week. You've just now passed FTMO and you've lost 50% of your trades. They actually have one guy, he only wins about 35% of his trades, but his R to R is like, he wins 5 times what he risks. So he has like a 1 to 5. So at the end of the week, he's making a lot of money. In fact, he had like a $60,000 profit month because he has 3 $100,000 accounts. So let's break this down. Green is good. That means that's where we expect the market to go, where we want it to go. Red is bad. This is when you're in drawdown, and this is where your stop loss is. I try to get it as close as I can because I don't like drawdown. Drawdown messes with you psychologically. But look, guys, I just put it right to where it comes in here. I called the trade live here, and the rest is history. We just wrote it up to the next zone. And you see, if you pay attention to my charts, when you see a zone, you will notice as soon as price hits that zone, we get a pullback. But then it bounced off this zone, and this zone held it up and held it intact. So that gave me my next move. You can get another trade, and you see how it bounces off these zones. So you could have gotten this trade, this trade. You'll notice these zones. And if you learn to read my charts, if I'm not around to call another trade, you'll learn to take them on your own, because those zones are where I know there's liquidity or money in the market. And like 2PP said, I like to teach, because even if you don't get to where you can chart this up and find these zones on your own, if you learn to read basic market structure, you can take anybody's trades now and multiply them. Like if you see an impulse and a correction, and you see one of those zones, you can get another trade and now stack it on each one of those take profit levels. When it pulls down, stack it again. And you know, what you don't want to do is override or overpower your trade. So if you put a 0.10 at the first entry, on the next entry you want to put like a 0.05, and then on your third entry maybe a 0.02. And that's so if these pull back, you don't want to take the money that you've made with your initial entry. So, and now just like the long tool, it's going to have the red at the bottom. My mouse to work here. And the green at the top. And I've started putting these little labels here because this will give you an idea of the price. Like you see over here, it's got it 34218. Sometimes it's hard to see over there. So I started putting these, and then putting the different zones that I expect the market to hit, where you can partial out. And let's talk about moving up stop losses. So if the market is moving up, say we got here, we got in the bounce. When it moves here and you take partial profit, once it starts moving up again, you can take this stop loss and move it up below that TP. When it pulls back and starts moving up again, now you can take your stop loss and move it below this TP. And that's how you trail your stop loss manually if you don't have it on your MT4. So you can just follow the trend, because we're trying to catch this. And each time it bounces, once it bounces and takes off, now you can move your stop losses up. That way, should the market break structure to sell off, you've protected your money. The one thing, the number one rule of being an investor is not making money. The number one rule of being an investor is protecting your money. Because if you start the week off with $100 and you win, and you end up at the end of the week with $100, you've done your job as an investor. You've protected your capital. If you end up with $105, you might think $5 is nothing, but that is 5% of your account. Your bank will never give you that in a year. They might give you 0.005. So you've done like 10 times more for yourself in 1 week than the bank ever will. So that's where you get into compounding. Now each week this goes up. And that's how people are able to take $100 to $10,000 in a few months, by daily compounding by those small percentages. So let's just say each day you get one trade where you get 3 to 1. You win more than you lose by 3 to 1. Guys, you can easily take $100 to a 6-figure account in a year. I've seen it done, but it comes down to risk management and trade management. You can take the best trader in the world that has poor risk management and poor trade management, and they will not make money. But you take a mediocre trader or a 50-50 trader that implements risk management and trade management, they are going to end up being a 7-figure trader over the course of the next few years. So really pay attention to your trades. Don't try to gamble. Don't try to over leverage. When you get greedy and you try to overtrade and over leverage, that's when you lose money. So let's look at the short tool. I called some sales on US 30, but I've taken them off. But let's just look at this. This is your short tool. I remember having this here, and I brought this down to here, right above that, and we caught this trade down here. So this tells you right here, we had a 13.53. That means for every dollar, we made $13.53. So just imagine if you had risked $10, which is a 0.10, you would have made $135. Okay, I'm sorry, $1, a 0.10, you would have made $135. So the risk to reward is really good, and that's why I really don't stress out when I lose anymore, because I know when I win, I'm going to win big. And I remember we did come in and take some of this buy up. So I'll draw the short tool just to show you what it looks like here. Again, the top part is the red. So if we are, the market is up here and it broke and we're catching the retest, we're going to get in when it comes here and sell it down. Okay, and so we would look to the left. Oops, wrong thing. Again, over here, it shows you the 34,770 is about the area we want to get in. The 34,862 is where we want to set the stop loss. I started doing this just to make the numbers bigger. Now, another thing you have to realize is that everybody's broker has different prices. Everybody's broker has a different spread. So my broker might say 34770.2. Your broker might be 34770.4. So this is where you have to actually look at your MT4. And that's why I've seen traders who called signals and they would make money, but the person taking their signal would lose money because they don't caution people that you have to look out for spread. So if my broker has like 0.20 and your broker has 0.40 and you don't accommodate for this difference, you could hit a stop loss where I could make money. So anytime somebody calls a signal, you definitely want to look at your MT4 and look at the previous high and the previous low and put your stop loss right above it. If your spread is 2 pips, you want to give yourself those 2 pips of breathing room, because your broker doesn't take you out at the price. Just say your price is 0.20 and that they got a 2 pip spread and it's 0.22. They're going to kick you out before you even get up here. They're going to subtract that 2 pip spread and kick you out of the trade. So that's why a lot of times you'll see it come right to your zone wicket and then go your direction, and you end up losing the trade and missing the whole trade. So there's so many things that go into not just taking my signals, but other people's signals. And those are the things, and that's why I like educating people about trading, because I want you to not only be able to make money from my signals, but from anybody's signals or anybody's trades that you're looking at. Let me look at gold real quick. I'm still trying to catch this thing. So I did take this off the 1 minute earlier just to have an example to show you guys. So I got in here again, the market was selling down and it made a high and it made a low. And when it made that higher high, wait, I'm on the 5 minute, let me go down. I took it off the 1 minute just to have an example. Okay. You see here where the market went up high and it came back down into here. I entered off that zone Market has broken structure. So right now, my stop loss is like right up in here. It could come down and kick me out if it's not ready to go up, because I am trading off the 1 minute. But just off this trade, by having a tight stop loss, let's see what my maximum was on this. So just off of a 1 minute chart, I was able to get 11.42 to 1, which means for every $11, for every dollar that I risk, I was able to make 11.42. And that's awesome off of a 1 minute chart. I waited for the break, and on the retest, I got in and wrote it up. And it's coming back into my zone. But if this is a true buy, it won't stop me out. It'll keep going. Then I can start tracking trades. But see, you can do this. Once you learn to do this on your own, this break and retest, you can trade off of a 1 minute and get a little good snipe here. And I made 11 to 1. That means I would have made my 10% on FTMO on one trade off of a 1 minute chart. Okay, the thing right now though, I don't like to trade during Asian session, because during Asian session, you don't get a lot of movement. The market just goes sideways. So again, I didn't expect this to go very far, because Asian will consolidate, it'll make a low and it'll make a high. Then you'll see New York and London will come in and it'll take off going one way or the other way. But Asian session is not a good time to trade. That's why you guys see me only call trades like during New York and during London, because that's when the money's in the market. Asian is never good to trade unless there's news coming out and people know how to trade news on the those pairs. So if y'all have any questions, type them into the chat.
And before you guys do, put a fire below, guys, if you got a lot of nuggets out of this. Awesome, 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 awesome. Yeah, exactly, guys. So Chart and Chill is definitely dope, guys. That's why I want her to get on the call, guys, so y'all can really see that it doesn't, trading, when a lot of people out trading don't have a lot of time, that's your personality, that's your situation. She was in Afghanistan and she was still able to trade. And I'm pretty sure she was much busier than anybody in here. And so,
well, I'm pretty sure I'm one of the only people that's been managing trades in a bunker while getting incoming from the Taliban.
facts. So it's not about the amount of trades, guys. It's about it's about your risk management, learning how to risk per trade. You know, like I said, I created the trade manager for a lot of people. Now, as long as it calculates the risk for you. So I always tell people, guys, when you factor in those two, and we're going to like me and we're going to like do a lot of live calls, helping people learn how to trade. I have different traders with different styles, so you learn a lot from Chart and Chill by just following her trades. When she marks her charts up, you mark your charts up, and you look for the zones, you look for those pullbacks yourself also, because when you do that, you're going to start training your mind to see these things, and it's going to really help you guys. Like that. There's two things I always tell people is the greatest combo. Definitely using the automation is you're using the automation with Swing Trader, and then you're taking the trades manually with Chart and Chill. Though that's two combos of great risk management. Meaning that it's the reward to risk is very, very different. So it's always a 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 10, heck, 1 to 20 probably risk to reward. So I'm going to let her answer like maybe 3 questions because I don't want to keep this too long.
I see some good questions and I can answer them pretty quick.
Okay, cool.
When you enter on pullbacks, you make the lot sizes lower. Yes, because no take profit is guaranteed. When people are trying to guess bottoms and highs, that's exactly what it is. It is a guess. And so if you are starting down here with 1.0, okay, and you're up 50 pips, and then you put a 2.0 and it doesn't go up, when it draws down, it's eating up twice your profit. It's eating up twice your profit. So you're giving back twice what you've already won. So it's not a good practice, because catching 80% of a move is phenomenal trading. See, people get greedy and they try to catch 100% of a move, and that's where they start losing their money. Then the way you catch 80% is, just say you have your zone up here for your final TP, you have your zone down here for your entry, you're waiting for that break and retest and getting in. And you're starting to shave off profits as you're going up, because the market it's not guaranteed to go anywhere. So you don't want to overpower your wins with losses, because the closer you get to a take profit, the less likely you are to get that move, because momentum starts dying down. All right, I have $1,000 ready. It depends on your broker. Some brokers like LQDFX, they pay the contract size difference, because you can trade a standard on this one and it moves the same as a 0.01 on Hugo's Way. So it really depends. If you have Hugo's Way, I would have $1,000. If you have LQDFX, you could get away with $200 or $300, and it's also going to depend on your leverage. So you can't give a blanket answer about how much unless you know exactly which broker and how much they pay for contract size. Do you find your setups and take trades, or do you stick to certain pairs only? I usually trade the whole market, but about 2.5 months ago, I started watching US 30 and said, let me master this thing. So now I'm gonna try and start getting up during London and start throwing some German 30 trades, because I have some friends who are really killing it with that and they move a lot the same. So I answered that. Yeah, when you win, you want to win big. When you want to lose, you want to lose small. And let's see. Yeah, I don't like Hugo's Way, and no, I don't use OANDA to trade. I just use it for charting. So I think that's all the questions, unless anybody has another one.
Well, guys.
I see, if you give me one more second, what kind of price action are you looking for at these zones? I studied smart money concepts, so I look for liquidity. And Brandon and I, somebody's asking, do I do trainings? I've done some in the past. Brandon and I will try and get me set up to do some in the future.
And so what we'll do for guys who want to, someone asked about the premium. So we'll probably start for the premium members, do those lessons with Chart and Chill, where you're getting that even more hands-on, because as you can see, she's a dope trader. And that's where we have our chat room where people talk. And another question someone asks is, do we only accept Bitcoin? So the price for all the products is $150 a month. That's going to keep, and you have to pay through Bitcoin. That's going to give you the automation, the signals, like Chart and Chill, and other ones. It's going to give you the live education and the basic education, academy and stuff like that. But if you want to be our chat room, and eventually we're going to come out with like Chart and Chill training live premium package, and which is $250 a month. And we have options where you can pay yearly and stuff like that. But I'm going to end this soon, guys, because I don't want to take everyone's time too much. I want to keep this nice, short, and simple. If you guys got a lot of value, though, and you would love to see the recording, we're going to post it inside of the announcement group on Discord. So make sure you guys watch out for that. We're going to have a lot more stuff coming out. We're actually working on a private firm where you guys can be able to take advantage of. So it's going to be imperative that you learn how to trade, so you can actually utilize that, so you can pass these firms, make huge amounts of money. So the first step is learning how to get 10%. The second step is learning how to pass the test. So I promise you, like, for example, you have a $100 account. Mastering making $10 could be the greatest skill set of your life, and you have no idea. The people who turn $100 into $5,000 with and gamble it the bad way is not a good way. Now, if you can turn $500 into $5,000 using proper risk management, like T, that's great. But there are people who do that, and they're super gambling. They have huge stop losses. They're doing aggressive lot sizes, and eventually they might blow their account. Some people don't even use a stop loss. So even though it's great to do it with your personal money, if you can master 10%, I want to remind the chat box, 10%. If you master 10% a month, that means $10 on $100, $100 on $1,000. $1,000 on $10,000, 10,000 on 100,000, 20,000 on 200,000. If you master 10%, the same thing you did for $10 on a $100 account is the same thing you got to do for $20,000 on a $200,000 account. So guys, I appreciate your time. If you want to get started, guys, you know, just hit whoever you sent you this and join our Discord, and just if you see the how to purchase, I'll show you real quick. You see the how to purchase tab at the top. It's going to tell you how to pay through Bitcoin if you have any issues with that. So I think that's it, guys. We're gonna let you guys go. Y'all have a blessed night, and I'm looking forward, guys, to y'all success in trading. You can give me back the control real quick. No problem. Am I host yet? Let's see. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed night.